If you knew that all you had to do was put yourself out there for 4 minutes and 52 seconds, and your life would completely change, bringing in an abundance of opportunity in relation to that skill, to that desire, to that dream that you have, would you do it? Would you put yourself out there for those 4 minutes and 52 seconds? I have been filming a few reaction videos to America's Got Talent and today Britain's Got Talent because these talent shows show what is possible when we step into our skills, our desires, our passions, and our talents, and we let them shine. We take the leap of faith required to go after big, bold dreams, especially dreams that may not follow the traditional path. Today's audition is one of my favorite of all time. Before watching the video, if you want to see more reaction videos like this, give this video a like. If you want access to videos like this and positive psychology trainings and practices shared by a life coach, which is myself, every Tuesday evening, subscribe to this channel. Give yourself a little extra accountability by turning on your bell notifications. And as you watch today, comment below to be a part of the community. So the video we will be watching today has been seen by 355 million people. So going back to that question I asked at the beginning, if you knew not only would your passion, your dream, the thing that you desire come in, but come in tenfold, 100-fold, we're talking 355 million people would see your talent and recognize how incredible you are. Calum did. I am so grateful that he did so many years ago. I still listen to his music. And again, this audition is one of my favorites. So let's dive in.
You're Calum, Jade's brother. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, well, tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Okay, context. If you watch the full episode of Britain's Got Talent, when Calum goes on, his sister performed in front of him. So they both went to Britain's Got Talent. They are both musicians, and she did not receive the amount of yeses to continue on in the competition. He had to then step on stage after his sister was rejected by the judges. So on top of putting himself out there, he also had to do so after someone he really cared about did not succeed in the way that she thought she would. And I'm sure his heart felt a million things because, of course, we are all individuals and want our own dreams and desires, but also someone he just cared about didn't get that. And then also how scary that someone he cared about didn't receive those yeses, and now you have to go on stage and face the same judges.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
I'm 26, I'm from Hull, and I'm singing a cover of a song by Robyn.
I love Robyn.
It's dancing on my own, but it's a bit slower.
Okay, whenever you're ready, good luck.
Thank you.
I don't know if that was actually Simon's face, but how intimidating to see a face of just not even expectation, just kind of indifference, at least from that shot.
Somebody said you got a new friend.
When they put Calum's name on the screen, it said recruitment officer, 26 years old. And I want to highlight that because sometimes we box ourselves into a job title or a description and forget that we are all multifaceted individuals. So yes, he's a recruitment officer and he's up on stage singing, and I can already tell, and of course I've watched this a million times, has a gorgeous voice. Are we doing that to ourselves in some way? We're putting this title on ourselves and thinking, well, I'm just this, without also remembering we have all these other talents and skills and interests as well. And also just all the more reason to cheer for him, and this is probably why they put those titles on the screen, because if a recruitment officer can do this and have 355 million people appreciating his talent as a musician, you can too, no matter what your current title is.
Does she love you better than I can? There's a big black sky over my town. I know where you're at, I bet she's around. stilettos and broken bottles. I'm spinning around in circles, and I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. And I'm right over here. Why can't you see me?
So his sister is so emotional backstage, and of course I will never understand or know exactly what she is going through or thinking or feeling. What I can imagine if I were to put myself in that situation is just this huge mix of emotions. We can all relate to that on some level when something big has happened or something is currently going on in our life and then something else is happening. Our brains often like to jump into black and white thinking. Either we are happy or we are sad. Either we are grieving or we are excited for something to come. And what more often happens in my experience, both personally as a human on this earth and coaching so many clients to navigate and clarify what the heck is going on internally, is that it is often not black and white. That's the good news. That means that we don't have to only be one thing. And if we're not that one thing, then we're bad or wrong people, or we're having the wrong experience. Oftentimes it's a mix of everything. So we're excited about our brother being on stage, putting ourselves in her shoes, and also still really sad and heartbroken or grieving the fact that my results weren't what I wanted. Again, putting myself in her shoes. Maybe she also feels a little bit of fear for her brother that maybe he'll also not advance to where they thought they would together. I'm sure they were so excited. Maybe there's some letdown there. Or maybe there's this acceptance and this appreciation for how good he is. And it's comforting for her to hear how amazing he is as he sings on that stage, even while feeling sad and heartbroken about her own experience on that stage. So all of this to say, again, I don't know exactly what she's feeling or what she felt at that time, and for all of us to give ourselves a little compassion and leeway and nuance to our experiences, that they're not always black and white. It often is a mix of things. Sometimes it's helpful to sort that out and to say, this is what I'm feeling for this reason, and I'm also simultaneously feeling this other thing for this other reason, or just let ourselves feel all the feelings all at once without having clarity or true, deep, analytical understanding of what's going on. And that's just part of the human experience.
And I'm right over here. Why can't you see me? And I'm giving it my all, but I'm not the guy you're taking home. Ooh, I keep dancing on my own.
Okay, this is one of my favorite parts of the entire audition. Like I said, I've watched this many times. He holds out his hand and shows that his hand is shaking. And what I love about this, going back to my introduction of him, is that he shows up in such a vulnerable, genuine way, again, at least from my perception, that it helps me to connect with him. And I'm sure helps a lot of others in the audience and the 355 million people who have enjoyed this clip connect with him as a human. To turn this to a personal note, and again, maybe you can connect with me as I vulnerably share my experience, I have had, historically speaking, a perception of what it means to be a businesswoman. And I can put on this front of professionalism and perfectionism, and a lot of my clients experience this as well, or navigate that desire to look or appear perfect. What I have experienced personally, and again with my clients, is that when we pull down those fronts that we put on, we pull down the perfectionism, we pull down at least a little bit of that professionalism, it helps us to connect. And through connection, we are relational beings, often leads to the desires that we are wanting in the first place. So for Calum, I could see someone, maybe even himself, thinking that that was a fault in his audition, that he showed that he was nervous and scared and shaking, when actually it was a strength. It connected us with who was on that stage, and it reminded us of how we feel when we are in that situation. Maybe I'll just use personal statements because I don't know if you're resonating with this as well or not. If you are, comment below. But when I see it, I connect with that experience and therefore think of my own experiences, putting myself out there on a literal or metaphorical stage. And then I like his performance even more because I feel it at a deeper level. So get curious about your beliefs. I talk about limiting beliefs on this channel and how we can navigate those, outline those, dismantle those, and maybe even the thing we think we need to hide is the thing that will bring us to our desire. It's actually the thing we want to embrace and show more of.
so far away.
How reassuring to get that nod of approval from someone who, in another perspective, he may feel like he has to dim his light because of her experience. What if we could all share that with each other, even if we had a bad day, or even if we didn't get the promotion and someone else did? Can we applaud each other and believe that in applauding each other, we will also eventually, in our own way, in the perfect timing, achieve that thing that we also desire? And then, because we've been applauding those around us along the way, when we get that success, that feeling, that promotion, whatever it is that you're wanting, someone else will be applauding for you too. There's a quote by Marianne Williamson, I also quote this in my book, Ready Enough, that in letting our own light shine, we give others permission to do the same. Rather than thinking we are stealing someone's thunder or stealing someone's spotlight, in some scenarios, it's actually bringing the spotlight to all of us, lifting everyone up simultaneously.
But still so near, the lights come on, the music dies, but you don't see me standing here. I just came to say goodbye. I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. Oh, and I'm giving it my all. I'm not the guy you're taking home. Ooh, and I keep dancing on my own. So far away, but still so near. The lights come on, the music dies, but you don't see me standing here.
So good. So good. He's so talented. And watching this today, what is standing out to me is he has a relatively calm demeanor. He showed his hand shaking earlier, but in terms of the voice coming out of him and then his calm stance and the look on his face is one that just seems natural. Again, I don't know if this is true or not, but it's almost like he doesn't realize how incredible he is. And that's what I see in a lot of auditions. From what I learned in my psychology studies, this makes sense. We tend to be our own worst critic. And so sometimes we can miss how incredible we are or underrate our own abilities when others can look at us and say, "You are incredible."
Thank you so much.
You can tell by his expression, he is just overwhelmed, maybe humbled, maybe shocked at the response. It doesn't seem like one of, oh yes, I expected this, and kind of soaking in the greatness that he is. It's this one of, oh my gosh, people liked it. These auditions and these shows, I know somewhat are scripted or there's certain elements that may not be as genuine, but to take this metaphorically, I do see this genuinely in life and in my clients and in myself when something amazing happens that we are all so deserving of. And oftentimes we cut ourselves short, like I was saying earlier. And so when they happen, we are shocked. We think, oh my gosh, people actually like us, when everyone around us is saying, of course they like you. You are incredible.
Surreal. I'm really mean that. Well done.
Oh my God, Simon! Calum!
So this clip doesn't show the judges' reactions, But of course, that golden buzzer happened. The look on Simon's face, at least from my perspective, is almost smug. Like he gets to do this incredible thing for this really talented artist. You can tell he's kind of enjoying the experience. And I would too if I got to hit a golden buzzer for someone and totally change their life. I think that would be a blast to be able to do that for someone. And in fact, I do that for my clients. Oftentimes, I am the voice who is encouraging them or reminding them of how incredible their celebrations are. I once had a client come to me and during our first consult said, I really want to shut down my brick and mortar business and go into this online space, but I'm kind of nervous too. And in that conversation, he decided to work with me for 6 months. And so he came back to officially start our contract together 1 month later, and he had shut down his brick and mortar business. He had that courage and almost dismissed it, didn't realize how huge of a step that was. Whereas I was able to have that perspective to say, hold on, 1 month ago, you were terrified to do this, and you've already done it before we even started coaching together. And to bring that celebration to someone's life, to bring that acknowledgement and assurance, that is my version of hitting someone's golden buzzer. So in conclusion of this reaction video, comment your thoughts below. What stands out to you in this audition? What does it make you think of for your own life, for your own dreams? And where in your life might you be able to hit your own golden buzzer or bring on some support systems around you, be it a coach, be it a good friend who believes in you or a business partner who's there to cheer you on, who can hit a golden buzzer for you. That is all from me today. My name is Maren Lauka, and as the owner of Yes And, I empower you to dismantle limiting beliefs to stop living how you should be so that you can own your potential, live the life you want to live, experience true fulfillment, and make your positive impact. I now have a few reaction videos like this on this channel, and I also share free positive psychology trainings here on YouTube. So subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next week.